Welcome to Selling Energy Savings as a Service. Selling more by removing Capex and debt barrier with Onsite Utility Services Capital. I'm Fritz, founder of Onsite Utility, and today we're going to be talking about disposition studies or abandonment of assets. What does that mean and how does it pertain to selling more energy equipment? What happens is before you undertake demolition or renovating a big building and you're going to be tearing out lighting or replacing lighting fixtures, you're going to be removing rooftop units and replacing them, and many other components. Or if in the case of like a hotel, you're stripping out an entire, fifth floor and you're going to be redoing everything right from the studs. In this case, first we need to have a cost segregation study done so that we've got some valuations for the different pieces and components. And then what we do is we do an actual abandonment study so that we can say how much money is being dispersed or abandoned. Because most of these assets are going to still be carrying a value on the books. And when you're getting rid of them, you're abandoning that asset. So you get to write off the balance of the value that's still carried on the books. It's not even necessarily what that asset happens to be worth in reality, because if you've got a 25-year-old rooftop unit, it isn't typically going to last much longer, be valued a whole lot at that point. So in order to do this, you do the study so that all the documentation is there for the customer. So now we've given them, on the cost segregation side, we've found them additional money. In an abandonment study, now we've put together an asset value and put together the documentation that they'll need to submit. And they've now got another asset that they can write off. And of course, their new piece of equipment can be allocated in the proper application for depreciation as to whether it should be for 5 years, 7 years, or 15 years. So the tax benefits for a customer are important. The big thing that we need to know is, what's the value of the building less the land when it was acquired, what year was it acquired, a copy of the depreciation schedule that they have with their taxes. We will provide you with a price then for the cost segregation study, the tax savings, and the abandonment study expectation, and what work's being proposed on the building. And then everything is put together and you've just freed up a ton of money for the customer that might not only pay for the equipment that you're suggesting to be installed, but give the customer additional funds back in his pocket instead of in the government's pocket. Welcome again. We look forward to our next meeting.